Okay, so today we're going to go over the chapter 2 in our book. Talks about HTML basics. So we're going to go over making a web page and the beginning, some of the contents or some of the tags that you need to actually build your web page. All right. So with HTML, all you need is a basic text editor. All right. It can be and here and in class we're going to use Notepad because it's on everybody's computer. We also need a web browser so you can actually see what your HTML looks like and what your code is. And in class, we use Internet Explorer, so that's the one I'm going to use here right now. All right, so first thing we need to do is we need to open up Notepad. So I have Notepad already down here in my taskbar, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. All right, and right here, all right. First thing we have to do is we have to begin with the doc type tag. All right, and this lets the web server know or the web browser know that this is an HTML document. Okay, so let me just go ahead and get started. So our tags always start off with angle brackets. Now your doc type has to be in capital letters. Right, and your HTML has to be in lowercase letters. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is put in our regular HTML tag. And remember, with HTML tags, they have beginning tags and ending tags. So this is my opening tag or beginning tag, and this is my ending tag. All right. Now after our HTML tag, we have to use our header tag. All right. And in this tag, we put in information or additional information that we need the server or the web browser needs. Right. So we can put in the title of our web page in here, as well as additional content that search engine like Google, Yahoo may need to actually identify your web page when somebody goes to search for it. All right. So we're gonna put in two. So I'm putting the title. I want to call this chapter 2. Okay. And I want to see a meta tag. Now for this meta tag, we're going to use the attribute of char set. Okay, and this lets the web browser know what characters that we're going to use for this particular website or web page. Okay, and industry standard for HTML documents is the UTF-8 char set or character set. So I'm to char set, which stands for character set, and because it's an attribute, we have to assign a value to it. So I'm gonna say my char set equals, and in quotation marks, you have to put, this is where you'll put in the value. So my value is UTF-8, and the meta tag does not have a closing tag. So I just close it, I just put the ending uh, angle bracket on the bottom of it, or right next to it. Okay. Alright, so that's all I'm gonna put in my head right now. Okay, we'll put in some additional stuff later on during the semester, but that is what I'm going to put in there right now. Right. So the next tag we have to do is we have to do a body tag, and the body tag, this set contains all of the content that the user will see on your web page when they go to view it in Internet Explorer and any other web browser. Okay. So this is the basic HTML template. You have your doc type tag here, your HTML tag, your head tag. Inside your head tag, you have the title, your meta char set tag, and you have your body tag. Okay. Now, the first content tag we're going to talk about are the heading tags, right? And the heading tags, they go from 1 to 6. They have 6 levels. The lowest number being the biggest in font size, and the lowest number and the highest number being the smallest in font size. Right. So it's a little backwards if you think about it. So today, let's do something. I think we used Central Carolina's website in class. Let's go ahead and do Central Carolina's website. So I'm going to make an H3 tag, and I'm going to put my title or my heading as CCTC. Okay. So I have my H3 tag. Now, with HTML, they have what they call the paragraph tag, which this allows you to format your words as paragraphs. Okay, and the tag is just P. Okay, so I'm gonna put my P tag here. Put a space in between it, and in between this space I have here, this is where I'm gonna put my paragraph, my text for my paragraph. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Internet Explorer. And I'm gonna find some text. I want to get some text from off of Central Carolina's website. Um, I think in class, I think I went to the main website, and I got the first paragraph that was on the website. Yeah. So this is what I got here. Yeah. Go ahead and copy this because I don't want to type it all in. I'm gonna come here back to my HTML tag or HTML code here in Notepad, and I am going to paste my text in between my paragraph tags. Yeah, there you go. See, so it's in between the P's. Okay, so now that we have our paragraph in there and we have something in our body, uh, let's go ahead and save this document and let's bring it up in Internet Explorer so we can actually see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to put my screen and put my both my code as well as Internet Explorer on the same screen side by side so we can see how the code and the web page looks like together. Okay, there you go. All right, yeah. So when you dealing or when you're going to make a HTML file in Notepad, when you go to save it, and this is probably the only uh, text editor that probably does this, is that you have to, by default, Notepad has or saves every file with a .txt file extension on it. Now we don't need that because we're going to make an HTML document. So we're going to have to change the save as type. We're going to have to change that to all files. All right. And this right here, this allows us to put the .html tag. Okay. So I'm going to call this. I'll call this demo. You know what? I'll call this chapter 2. I'll call it chapter 2. Chapter 2.html. Alright, since we're going over chapter 2. So see, I have my title and the .html tag at or file extension right behind it. So I'm going to click on save. All right, and I'm going to go to my web browser, my Internet Explorer. Now I'm going to open my HTML document I just saved. Just like you would do in Microsoft Word, you can go to the file menu at the top, and go down to open. There you go. Yeah, and you click on the browse button, and there it is. Okay, and I go straight to my chapter2.html tag or HTML document. All right, so I'm going to click on open. Click on OK, and there I have it. So that is my H3 tag right here, and my paragraph from that I got from the Central Carolina's webpage right here. Okay. Now you'll notice that right here you have I have this little weird diamond looking thing. That's because with the character set that we chose, the NTF8 character set, it does not recognize apostrophes. So if I come down here to my code, you'll see down here at the bottom, it has an apostrophe, but the web browser couldn't pick it up. So in that particular case, what they have done, they have added in special character shortcodes, and this allows you to put in special characters using special codes that the web browser can see. All right, so what I'm going to do on page 46 in your book, in table 2.3, it gives you a list of some of the commonly used special characters. You see, one of them is apostrophe. Right, so when you're dealing with a short code, it always starts with the ampersand or the and sign. So I'm gonna come here to my code here. I'm gonna take out that apostrophe. Okay, and I'm gonna type in my ampersand or my and sign. And the code is pound 39, and you will close it out with a semicolon. This code right here will put in my missing apostrophe. Okay, so now that I have my code in, I'm gonna go ahead and save it. Every time you make a change to your code, you have to save it, and then when you go to view it in your web browser, you have to refresh or reload your web page so you can get the newest version of your file. So I'm going to click on my refresh button here, and now you can see I have my apostrophe right there. All right, yeah. All right. So now we have our paragraph in there. Looks nice and smooth. Next thing we're going to talk about is the list. You have an unordered list, which is like a bulletin list that you have in Microsoft Word, and you have the ordered list, which is like a numbered list in Microsoft Word. All right. Now the list tags, they come in two parts. All right. So you have the main tag. Let's make a unordered list first. Okay. So let's say first, let's make a ordered list that talks about Central Carolina events. All right. So or yeah, events. Yeah, it's like a news or something. All right. So I'm going to make a heading tag so I can have like a little title, section title. I'll say H. I'll make it H4, so it makes it a little bit smaller than my H3 tag I have here at the top. So I H4, and let's call this college events. Yeah. Yeah, so this is going to give us a little section title. Okay. All right. Now, under our section title, we are going to add our tag for an unordered list. So the tag for an unordered list is UL. Go ahead and close out. There you go. All right. So I have my starting tag for my unordered list. All right. Now, so we can tell the web browser what items that we want in our list, or what do we want our bullets to say. We have to put the tag LI, or list item, and this will create our numbers or bullets that we want for our list. Right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here to my Internet Explorer here, and I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to go to Teacher Carolina's website. Let's see, this is it. I'm actually gonna go to Teacher Carolina's website, and so I can get some events. Can we do? It'd be maximized so I can see a little better. Okay, yeah. So I have a couple on here. Okay. Yeah, so she said events, right? We said events. Alright, yeah. So let's do the in the new spot right here. So I'm going to copy and paste the text right here for our graduate. And I'm going to put it right after my LI tag. And remember, you also have to close it out, LI tag out, so you can actually see, make the bullet. Right. So I'm going to add another bullet, and I'm going to grab this other text over here for the early college degrees. And I'm going to add another one. I think they had another one on the side here. Let me see. Yeah, talking about the graduates. Right. Get that one. I may switch between these windows here. So, LI. So ignore when I switch between, so you don't get. I'm just switching between the windows. Any more news? It says events. Say Memorial Day. Yeah, so let's go ahead and say Memorial Day. Now I'm gonna try to put 5 on here. And I'm just copying and pasting the text from our website, Central Carolina's website, and say midterm grades. Yeah. Alright. Let's see how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. We got 5 items on our list. Right, so that's our list right there, our unordered list. Right. So let me split them up again. Right. So now that we have added our unordered list, let's go ahead, bring it up, else open it up, our file in Explorer again, so we can actually see what our unordered list looks like. So I'm going to save my file. Right. And I'm going to come back over here to my Chapter 2 tab, since that's where my code is, or my website is. And I'm going to hit my refresh button. See there? Look, those are my apostrophes. And I think those are supposed to be hyphens, I think. Yeah, so it didn't pick them up. So guess what I have to do? I have to go in and put in my special characters. Alright. Fine. Put that away. So let me go ahead, come over here on the side here. Let me put my special characters really quickly. I think it's # 39 for my apostrophe, like we had before. And because it doesn't like my hyphen here, okay, so now let me get my special code for my dash, since it wants to be mean and not give me my dash. So I'm gonna get rid of my dash here. I'm doing my ampersand. If you're looking on page 46 in your book, it says my short code for my dash is M dash, and I'm going to close it out with a semicolon. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this right here. And I'm going to put it the same thing right here so I can have my dash. Okay. Now I have put my special characters in there. Let me save it again. I'm going to reload it. Yeah, there you go. So now I have my dashes. Yeah. Okay. Now let's do our unordered list. And for the unordered list, let's make a list of um, degrees that we are, certificates that we have here at the college. All right, so let's make another H4 tag, and let's call this college degrees. Let's say degree programs. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we have our H4 tag. Now, for our ordered list, all we need to do is change the UL that we had, like we have here at the top, and change it to OL. Alright, let me actually move it up so you guys can see. Alright, so there you have the OL, and just like we have here at the top in our unordered list, we have to put our list item tags so we can have our numbers show up. That's right next to them. Alright, so I'm going to go back, so I'm going to come back over here to my web browser, and I'm going to find the nice list of degrees and certificates that we have. Yeah, I'll go ahead and click on that, and now I'm going to get about 5 of them. So click on that is. Yes, I'm gonna get some of these first ones on here. Yeah. So we have advanced air conditioning. Yes. So I'll go ahead and copy that if they let me do it. HVAC. Make sure, remember you also to close out your LI tags. I'll come over here and do welding. It's going to open up welding in there. Yes, it did. That's okay. Okay. Now I want to hit my back button. So I can and that will go back to my list of degrees here. Yeah, so I'm going to get my accounting. And I'm going to get my administrative office. Let me get that one. one more, so I can have my 5. And it's going to be computer technology. All right. Go ahead and copy this over. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. All right. So I got my 5. Okay. Nice. All right. Now that we have our ordered list, we have our ordered list down here. Let's go ahead, save our code again, so we can bring it up into Internet Explorer. So I saved it. Now I'm going to come over here to Internet Explorer back, and I'm going to go back to my code, or go back to my website I had up here, my web page, and I'm going to click on my refresh button. Bring it back up. Oh, nice. All right. So there you go. So I have my ordered list right here down at the bottom. All right. So okay. So right there. All right. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, okay, so we finished this part. The next thing we're going to do, and that your book talks about, is your book talks about the div tag or division tag, as well as the HTML5 elements, or HTML structure tags. Okay, so I'm going to make a brand new, or I'm going to make a, open up a brand new notepad file. Okay, so I'm going to make a brand new, so I'm going to, because this is already saved, so we can actually close this out. I'm going to click on new. Yeah. Okay. And what we're going to do, okay, we're going to do the exact same file, or exact same content that we had here. We're going to do it, but using the HTML5 structure tags. Now, the reason for the HTML5 structure tags is because W3C, which is the organization that does all of the web development languages and technology and stuff, they noticed that a lot of web designers and web developers were actually doing a particular format when they were making their websites or their web pages. So they decided, you know what, let's help them out, and they came up with these structure tags, so it makes it easier to keep track of what's going on in your web page. Right? And if you look on page 48 in your book, it actually gives you a list of all the structure tags. Alright, so let's start our, so with our brand new notepad file open, let's go ahead and do start our default HTML template here. Now it's the exact same thing with HTML5 structure tags. It's just that when we get to the body tag, we're going to start putting in our HTML5 structure tags. Right, so go ahead, put in my HTML. Put in my header tag, or my head tag. And like to see, I like to put in my ending tags. That's what I type in, and I'll go back and type the content in. Alright, so title tag. Let's call this HTML5 structure tags. Now I'm going to have my meta tag. I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but meta tag is one of the few tags that does not have an ending tag on it. Like UTF-8. Okay. So right now that's all I'm going to put in my head tag. Now after my head tag, I'm going to put my body tag. Right, there you go. Now, now inside my body tag, now I can put in my HTML5 structure tags. Okay, so if you look on page 48 in your book, you'll see the first one is header. Okay, I'm gonna actually put this down on another line. So when we start actually putting in our information, you can see a little bit better. Alright, so we got our header tag. The next is our navigation or nav tag. And this is where the menu would go. Right. Next, you have your main tag. And this is where all of the content will go. So think of this as the body tag for HTML5 structure. And the last one is the footer tag. And this in the footer tag, this is where you'll have the copyright symbol, who the copyright year of the website, who's the name of the company, all that good stuff. All right. So what we're going to, so I'm gonna come over here to the side here, and I'm going to go back to Teach Carolina's website. I'm gonna actually go back to their main site. Now I'll click on the home button to go back to the home page, so I can actually show you where they got these tag names from. Okay, so I want to open and maximize this window so everybody can see. All right, so up here at the top we have the logo and all this good stuff. This is the header part. Okay, so this is the header. Now you notice right below it you have the navigation or the nav tag, which is all the menus and all that good stuff. All right. Now right below the navigation tag or the menu, you have your main tag. So all of this right here is inside the main tag. All this, right? Now down here at the bottom, this is all this right here is the footer. Okay, and they, like I said, W3C, they noticed that this was becoming a common trend with web developers, so they decided, like I said, go ahead and help us out and come up with tags, structure tags that we can use in our code to help us along the way. Okay, so now with div tags, in your book, div tags basically give us it stands for division, so it allows us to actually break our website up into different parts or different sections, so it makes it easier to read the code. Okay, so what we're going to do, so viewing here, this is our old file. The CCTC was our header. Okay, this is our header. So I want to put in my header section. I'm going to put in my code that we had to make that header or that title. So I believe it was an H3 tag. It's called CCTC. Yeah. HCTC with my H3 tag. Now for right now, we're going to leave the nav tag alone. Okay. Because I want to go back and actually do some stuff with that one. Alright. Now we get to our main tag. This is where all of our other content is going to come. So this is our paragraph tag and our under the list and all that good stuff. Okay, so we're going to, since there are three parts to that page, we're going to actually make 3 div tags, and we're going to have each part inside of its own div tag. Okay, so I'm putting div. Yeah, this might be getting a little bunched up around here. All right, now with our div tag, so we can actually tell the difference of which section is which, I'm going to add in the ID attribute, so we can so they can know which one it is or what it is. I'm going to add an attribute of um, what we can call it. Um, I'm gonna call this, because this right, the div tag is for the paragraph right here. So I'm gonna call it paragraph. Yeah. Oh, para for short. I'll put para for short. Yeah. Let me go ahead and close out my main tag or my div tag. And just like we did before, I'm just going to put in my paragraph tag. I'm going to come back over here. And I'm going to copy and paste. Should let me do it. Yeah. I'm going to copy and paste this text here. And I'm going to put it in between my paragraph tag. Oh, let me go ahead and, since that was a special tag, let me go ahead and put that in real quick. Yeah. Okay. So that's our first div. And so we have a div tag, opening, closing div, and then inside of it we have a paragraph tag, a paragraph, and we have our content. Okay. Now the next paragraph we're going to do, or the next div we're going to do, this is going to be our unordered list. Right, so before we do a div, and we're going to call this ID, we're going to make this ID, we're going to call it events. Let's call it events, yeah. Right. Now, this right here was an H4 tag, I believe. I think it was. So H4, we'll call this college events. And we're going to do our unordered list tag. And we had our list, our list items. So I'm just putting in my list items right now. So I'll go in here. You see it's adding that bullet in there that I got from the website. And when you get that, just take that extra bullet off, because remember our li tags are actually going to make those bullets automatically. Because if you leave it there, it's going to give you 2 bullets. Alright. And let me do midterm grades. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. So there we have our unordered list, our title, and our div. So we have our div, events div, opening div, ending div, our title, and our unordered list. Right. Now, next thing we have to do is we have to do our ordered list. So we're gonna make another div tag, and let's make this ID. Let's make those called programs. Right, yeah. Right. And just like we did before, my OL tag. Now I'm going to come here and get my list items. And that's right, I had to take my one off. Like I said, if I leave it on there, it's going to actually give me the number twice. Alright. Go ahead and get you off. Right, next, we have our AOT. And we have computer technology. This is our last one. So yeah, make sure you have all of your LI tags closed. Because if you don't, it will actually give you extra buttons or extra numbers. Okay, so all they're closed. Okay. Alright. Now, that enclosed, oh, that's the end of our main tag. Okay, now we can go down to a footer. Like I said, this is where usually all the copyright material goes and all that good stuff. Right, so let's go ahead and put in our copyright symbol, our short code. So for copyright, so it is ampersand, the word copy, and semicolon. Right, and you can type in whatever you want. So I'm going to type my name in here. Yeah, yeah, looks good, looks good. Let me put in, let's make that, I didn't put anything on it. So formatting tag, so let's make that a H5 tag. Yeah, so let's make our copyright in our name. I'm going to make that an H5 heading. Yeah. Alright. And that's what we're going to have in our footer. Alright, now let's save this. Okay. And we'll save as. I'm going to save this one as HTML5. HTML5.html. Right, yeah. Okay, I'll close that out. Alright. Now I can bring my HTML5 file. I can bring that up here in my Internet Explorer. So because this is a brand new file, I'm gonna have to go back and do File, Open, go browse for it, and click on my HTML5. Click on Open. Okay, that's right. I had to put my tags in there. Just forgot to put my tags. So, interesting. So it picked it up here. It picked up my dash. Okay. So that's no problem. Go back and fix that really quickly. It was ampersand m dash. Ampersand m dash. Let me go ahead and put in my ampersand up here, my apostrophe up here as well. Because with my luck, if you put this into another web browser, it would not work. It would give us our crazy looking diamond character again. So I put my special codes in for all of my special characters. Alright. So now I'm gonna save it. And I'm gonna come back over here and I'm gonna reload it. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So you notice there is no difference between the HTML5 structure tags and our regular HTML that we were using before. Like I said, all it is they're just for structure. Okay. Now we get to one of the good parts, the fun parts. It's making hyperlinks. Okay, and this is or using the anchor tag, and this allows you to make a link. You can be able to click on something and make you go to another web page or um, another part of your website. Okay, so let's try. Since we had a nav tag up here, remember our nav tag that we had up here right at the top? That's this right here. Let's put our hyperlinks up here at the top. Okay. Let's see what we can put here. Right. So with hyperlinks, you're going to use what they call the anchor tag. Okay, and the anchor tag is actually made up of two parts. The first part, you give the attribute or of what website that you want to go to, and then the second part tells you it shows the actual text that you want the person to see when they click on it or click on your link. Okay, so let's do, since we're talking about Central Carolina, of course we have to make a link that goes back to our homepage. So so for the anchor tag, the first part, okay, you're going to do the A, which is for anchor, and then you have the attribute or href, or which means for hyperlink reference. You made that equal to, and then quotation marks. We have to put in the URL for the website that we're going to link to, and you have to have the HTTP, okay, in there, or it will not work. All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna come back over here, and I'm gonna get the website address. Yeah. So our website address for our main site is http semicolons backslash backslash www.cctech.edu. Okay, and all this is between my quotation marks. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna close out this part. Okay. Okay. That's my first part. Okay. Finish our first part. Now the next part is we have to type in the text that the person is going to see before they click on the link. Okay, so let's call this CCTT main site. You can say home site. Let's say home site. Home site. Okay. Now, to finish it all off, we have to put our closing tag for the anchor tag. And you're just going to do your A tag. Your close out your A. Right. So you have the anchor tag. The first part of the anchor tag is you have the the anchor tag. Then you have the attribute for the name or for the address for what your link is going to link to, or what page or website. And then the second part is the actual text that a person is going to see when they click on it. Okay. So now that we have our hyperlink in here, let's go ahead, save this, and let's go back to Internet Explorer and let's load it. Ha ha ha, beautiful. Right, so this is our link. Okay, so and we have our link. So it should go to City Carolina's website, and this is the text that we see on our page. So when I click on it, it's going to take me to the Central Carolina website. Yeah, there you go. Right. So then hit my back button, so I can go back to my site. Right now, let's make another one. Okay. Let's pick another link. Of course, we have to do Google. That's our favorite. So when you do your links, they do not automatically jump down to the next page or to the next line. So you actually have to put line breaks in between them. You can either put line breaks, or I don't think we talked. I think we talked about it in class, but I don't think we talked about it here. But they have the special tag or the special character for the spacebar space. All right, or what they call the non-breaking space. All right, and this basically gives you the exact same effect as if you were to hit the spacebar key multiple times. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and actually do my non-breaking space. So the code for the non-breaking space or the spacebar effect is ampersand NBSP for non-breaking space and semicolon. All right. So if you want more space in between them, you just have this symbol or this code here multiple times. So I'm going to do two spaces. Yeah. So I have two spaces in between my first hyperlink and my second one. All right. So and I want to make a. Let me put this down. I'm going to make another hyperlink. I'm going to make this to Google. TP slash www.google.com. This should be a website everybody knows, right? And so that's my first part. Have my website address. Now my href with my anchor tag, my href, and then I'm going to put in my text that I want them to see. Right, yeah. And I close it out with my anchor tag. Right. Now I'm going to add some more space. So before I make my next one, I want to put in my non-breaking space. What space is. Alright. And now I'm going to make another one. Let's see, where can this go? let's make this Yahoo. Yeah. That's what's another one. www.yahoo.com. Yeah. Right. Let's do one last one. Let's do one last link. So my space is in here. My space bar. I hit my because like I said, these now are breaking spaces. All they do is just give you the effect as if you hit the space bar. Alright. Let's see. What can our last one be? Um actually our let's do an internal link. Alright, so there are two different types of hyperlinks. They have internal links, which actually link uh, HTML files together that are in within the same folder. So, for example, if you put your uh, chapter 2 file in your on your flash drive, and you can also put your HTML5 file in the same folder, you can actually link to that chapter 2 file, and you can actually be switching between the two files. Okay, now what we were doing with our hyperlinks here with the actual addresses for the name of the different websites. These are what they call external. Okay, so you have internal, external, or relative and absolute. So the absolute, in your book calls it absolute. So in the absolute hyperlink would be going directly to a particular web page, right? And a relative link actually goes back to the link that's inside of that folder that your current file is in. Right. So the first file we made was called chapter 2. Right, chapter 2 .html. I think that was it, wasn't it? We'll see in a minute. Yeah, if the address is not correct or the file name is not correct, it's going to tell us that that's no such file, or they're going to give you say no file here, or to give you a nice error page. Now, one thing I did here, and I should have mentioned earlier, is when you're saving your files, you want to make sure that you do not have any spaces in between your file names. So, like here, I have chapter 2. I should have called it chapter 2 without the space in it, and I did not do that. So make sure, because it makes it easier for the web server when it actually goes and looks for the file. It makes it easier for the web browser to find. Okay, so I have my link to my file, and I'm going to call it chapter 2. Yeah, so like I said, chapter 2, this right here is the part or the name, the text that a person is going to see when they go to click on it. Alright, and this right here is the file name. Okay, and I hope that is the correct file name, but we'll see in a minute. Alright, so I'm going to save it, and when we go to reload our page again in Internet Explorer, we should see the rest of our hyperlinks. Yeah, there you go. So you have a hyperlink for Google, you have it for Yahoo, and for chapter 2. Now let's see if this chapter 2 works. Because remember, we were saying that space, I couldn't remember if I had a space in it or not. Let's see if it works. So that was not it. Alright, so what was the name of my file? So let me go to my folder real quick, see if I can find the name of that file. Did I put a space in it? I didn't put a space in it. Okay, cool. So I didn't have the space in it. So now I can go back here take it without the space, or take the space out, save it again. I'm gonna reload my page, right? And now I'm going to click on my chapter 2 again. There you go, and it takes me directly to my page. Yeah. So make sure that you get your file name correct when you go to do a relative hyperlink or external internal hyperlink. And actually goes for all in general. Make sure you have the address correctly, or it'll go to a blank page or an error page. All right. Now let me go back to, let me hit my back button here, and let me go and test out my others. So let me click on Yahoo. Yep, it's going to Yahoo. Yep. Close you out. Let me try my Google. Yep, and it goes to Google. Nice. So all of my links work. Okay. So what we went over today is we went over some of the basic structure tags, or the basic tags for HTML. So we talked about our heading tags, which are our H tags. We talked about the basic template for HTML. We also talked about unordered list and ordered list, as well as we talked about the HTML5 structure tags, and we also talked about, we did made some hyperlinks from internal and external, or absolute and relative, and we also mess played with some div tags. Yep. So we covered all of that today, and it's in chapter 1. So if you have any questions, email me or let me know in class. Come by my office. I can help you answer them. Remember, you have your homework that is due, as well as also your quiz. So like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll see you guys in class.